Hey guys, Dylan from Noble Records coming at you with another video. This is heavy rotations, obviously. Have had a lot going on lately. Super busy. But I want to make time to do a heavy rotations video for you guys this week. And I'm going to try to make it a little bit shorter than the other ones have been. They've been getting out of control. I try to keep every video under 30 minutes, but they've been a little crazy here lately. So I've been trying to post more from my Find This Record account on Instagram, so just to get more of my albums uploaded and like sound clips and all that stuff. So that's been a lot of fun. And all this stuff here is like hard rock, heavy metal, and classic rock and punk and stuff like that. So this is a cool one. It's a little bit different. But I've kind of been running with that theme. I've gotten a lot of really cool additions to the collection lately. And this is stuff that, there's some pretty good stuff in here, but it's not the, psychedelic stuff I normally do. I get sucked into a tractor beam of metal sometimes, which I'm okay with. But that's kind of been what's going on lately just because of what I've been finding. A lot of times my tastes reflect what I've been finding. It's just fun that way. And so you guys have seen, a friend of mine's been selling me chunks of his collection. There's a lot of metal in there. I am not normally prone to metal. I like metal, but I've just found some really cool stuff in there. So I showed this one in my last heavy rotations. This is Danzig, this original promo Danzig, self-titled. I have been digging the crap out of this. I love Misfits, and I know there's a lot of schools of thought there with the Misfits, Danzig, Sam Hain. I love everything Danzig does. He's funny. He's a funny personality, but he's also like, the dude just gets it. I mean, he worked his butt off. Everything he did was very DIY, but he was a very hard-working guy. Put out a lot of records. He was a genius in his own right, but he really went for it. I love that record. Like I talked about it last show, but if you think this is going to be too heavy metal for you, it's not. It's like blues rock heavy metal. It's just so good. It's one of the best rock and roll albums. It's so good. But I've just been watching interviews with Danzig. He's just so funny. I mean, but he's also he takes himself really seriously. I was listening to the Vinyl Guide podcast with Nate Goyer. Nate, if you're watching this, been enjoying it, but he did one. It was about the Misfits and Danzig, and Eerie Von was talking about just that Danzig liked to be in control of everything. That's why it ended up being that way. Everything was so DIY and so small batch, all the releases and stuff. But anyways, I got that record, and I've been listening to it like crazy. Just been kind of going down the Danzig rabbit hole. It sucks you in, once you get into it. And then I talked about this last couple videos ago. A friend of mine, Patrick, he works a little bit at Double Decker, and he sent me a picture of the wall there, and this was on it. This Danzig 2, and this is like a perfect copy. And I was like, bring it. And he did. And I mean, to get both of those so close together, I feel really fortunate to have not had to go online or anything. They just both kind of fall on my lap within the course of like a week and a half. Pretty cool stuff. And then I got this bootleg. This is Danzig 4. Danzig 4, yeah. The bootleg version, because the original press of this is like $500, and I don't like it enough to buy a $500 copy. So this is pretty good. I haven't sunk my teeth into this as much as the other two, but I've listened to this once and I really liked it. So anyways, I've been getting sucked down the Danzig. It's just like the combination of how funny he is and how peculiar he acts and how good the music is, and how it's just like, I don't know what it is. It just pulls me in. Anyways, along the same lines, with the guy that had the metal stuff, the friend of mine, a lot of this stuff came from him. This is a Motorhead self-titled first UK press with the white and black cover. Now, there is a silver cover that's black, and where the white is actually silver. And that is like super limited edition. I can't remember what the deal is with it, but it's like, it's worth like $1,500 at least if it's in good shape. This is not that. This is just a regular edition, but it's the first UK press of Motorhead. And there's just some killer guitar in here. I mean, this is 1977, so it's not Motorhead. My problem with Motorhead in the past has been it all just kind of sounds the same to me. So I've never really gravitated to it. First time I heard Motorhead was playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 when I was a kid. Ace of Spades was on there, and I liked it. Every time I hear Ace of Spades, I think about Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, which is probably bad, but it is what it is. Also, that's the first place I heard Rage Against the Machine. I mean, it's great. That was The Chair, by the way. Anyways, so, but over the years, I've gotten into Motorhead a little bit, but this first record is killer. Great guitar work on it. You know, vocals to me aren't like super great. They're very, you know, but the record is so strong, the music's so strong, and it's not like this first record just freaking kills, man. It's a really good one. So that was the first UK press. I was like, I gotta keep this. When am I gonna see another one? Here we have AC/DC, Let There Be Rock. This is the 78 Australian press. This is technically a reissue. How you kind of tell with a lot of these original Albert Productions pressings is the first press will have like a kangaroo on it. And those are pretty rare and very expensive. Like, I think the Discogs median on like a first press is freaking like $350 or something. It's crazy. But this, I'm absolutely thrilled to have the Australian cover with Albert Productions. It's great. So I'm trying to get all the Australian covers eventually. I've got TNT, and I've got that one, but I don't have many AC/DC records. The only ones I had was, don't laugh at me, I had the Iron Man 2 soundtrack, which is killer. I mean, it's all AC/DC, and it's all the best songs. It's all like just the, if you want to work out, listen to the Iron Man 2 soundtrack. It's just killer AC/DC stuff. But I had that, and then I had the Australian TNT, and that's the only AC/DC records I had. I grew up listening to AC/DC. But over the years, when I've done my purges, and I've sold my collection off, I've sold AC/DC records because you can get them. You know, they're not hard to get. And as I've been focusing on things, you know, I don't have any AC/DC in my collection. I don't have any Van Halen. I don't have any of that real basic stuff because I just can get it anytime I want it. It's all around all the time. So, I just figured if I ever find like super clean copies or promos or something, then I'll keep them. So here's where we are. This one, High Voltage, which I know this is pretty much the same album as TNT. There's a couple differences. This is a promo of High Voltage. Now, I wanted to keep this because I listened to this record so much as a kid. And it's got the same track listing and everything. It was just important for me to get a copy. And this being a clean promo copy, I had to keep it. I love the artwork on this. I think it's just amazing. I remember looking at it as a kid and going through and reading these letters on the back. It's one of those albums I know every second of it. It's just embedded in my DNA. It's just fantastic. But, you know, I posted about this on Instagram. You know, I was sitting back listening to this. I was thinking, man, if this was some album and they never did another album, and this was some underground Australian band, this record would be worth $1,000 and everybody would want it. But it's not. They made a lot of great records. But that doesn't change the fact that this is a really good record. So sometimes as collectors, and I will tell you, I fall into it a lot. You know, we get so into the weeds with finding the rare stuff or the grails that, you know, sometimes we don't just sit back and put on AC/DC, because this was my youth, man. I freaking love it. So I got a good clean promo copy of that. This video is just going to be just as long. Got a good clean promo of Highway to Hell. I've never even seen promos of these. So like to find them really clean copies. So these all came from my friend. It's got the stamp and the timing strip, and this is super clean. I had to keep it, man. And this one I didn't listen to as much because of my upbringing in a Baptist home. I don't even know that I had this record because I knew my dad would flip out if he found it. Being Highway to Hell, you know. But I did like all the songs on it. I knew all the songs on it. And, you know, this is the one also. That's the chair right there. Listen. Chair. AC/DC Back in Black. Obviously, I listened to this like crazy, but I remember I got one of my friends at church, his dad had some AC/DC CDs, and he snuck them to me so I could borrow them. And it was this one, and then it was the High Voltage were the two CDs I got from him. And I was blown away, and I remember begging him, can I please keep these? And he's like, man, my dad's going to freak out if he knows they're missing. And eventually I had to give him back, and then we figured out how to burn CDs, and I burned them. But anyways, don't tell Lars, but wrong band, I guess. But yeah, this one, holy moly, I listened to it over and over again. I mean, obviously this is like one of the most typical records you can buy at Walmart, so I don't need to be telling you guys, you know, this is a great record, but just knowing the history behind it and everything, and how this is the first record back since Bon Scott died. There's a lot of mystery around, like, some people think that Bon Scott wrote a lot of this record, and that they found lyrics in his journals and stuff, and then they turned them into songs. I don't know. I don't know the full story. I'm just kind of talking out of my butt, but regardless, I learned how to play all these songs on my guitar, and I just thought that Angus Young was the best. I mean, he is killer. There's no doubt in it. This is another Who Made Who. I don't even think I've ever kept a copy of this because it is a comp, but it's a promo, and it has the sticker, and it's pretty cool, super clean. So, anyways, I gotta keep some AC/DC. You know, this another side of this life, Graham Parsons. I've never heard this before. It's on Sundays, and it's got a bunch of recordings between 1965 and 1966, 67, something like that, like home recordings and stuff of Graham Parsons. That's all I know about this. I haven't even opened it yet, but I'm gonna be getting into that. This is let's go punky. This is the Ramones, Halfway to Sanity. This is one you don't see very often, near mint. And like I said, I'm trying to get all my promos, or all my Ramones stuff, so that was one I definitely needed. This is one, I think this was 2019 this came out. But this is the Byrds, Sweetheart of the Rodeo, Deluxe Edition, 4LP Legacy Edition, sorry. But this came out on Record Store Day, and I remember not being able to get it, and being super upset about it. And you guys know my love of the Byrds, Sweetheart of the Rodeo, and Graham Parsons. I'm just a Graham Parsons fanatic. Graham Parsons, Townes Van Zandt, people like that just like it. Anyways, but this has got a lot of stuff on it that outtakes, stuff like that, additional master takes. It's 4 LPs and stuff. I haven't listened to it yet, but I remember it coming out and me really wanting it. So this was in with that stuff the guy sold me. It's still sealed. I'm gonna open it up and listen to it. Stoked to have that. This is a MoFi that I've been wanting, but they're out of print, so I haven't been able to find one. This is sealed, Almond Brothers MoFi. I'm a MoFi. I'm a MoFi fanatic. I'm not as much of a MoFi fanatic as I am an Almond Brothers fanatic, and that's just such an amazing record. I've been wanting the MoFi for it. This is one I've never even seen this before. Didn't even know existed, but I love Cramps stuff. And this is a Cramps like EP, 45 RPM. Kiss Me As is the name of the. So it's kind of cool, and then it's on this crazy clear. I mean, look how clear that is. I could just do the rest of the video like this. Pretty cool. Little 12-inch from the Cramps, but like, you know, there were a few records when I was like buying records in the beginning. There's a few records that I listened to that I didn't think I would like, and they surprised me how much I liked them. And the Cramps, Bad Music for Bad People, I'm still looking for an original press of that. was one that I had. And, man, I listened to it, and I was like, man, I like this, and I don't know why. It's punk and rockabilly at the same time. It was just like the Human Fly, man. I mean, I know it's a comp, but it's still like, it was a good one. Another one that came from him was this Captain Beefheart and the Magic Band, Lick My Decals Off, Baby. I've been waiting for a good copy of this to come along. This one's in the shrink. It's near mint on Straight Records. One of the better Beefheart albums, in my opinion. I just haven't had a copy. Just one hasn't come along, and I haven't really wanted to go grab one on eBay or anything. So glad to finally get this one. I'm a sucker for the shrink and the stickers. Don't at me. This one, I've never even seen this before. Henrik's Burning Desire. My rationale for keeping this was it wasn't worth a lot, so thought I'd keep it. It's not like something that's worth a ton of money. Listen, there's no way you can be a Henrik's completist because there's so many Henrik's recordings, so many Henrik's records. But this one looked really good, and I'm trying to remember like what the details were on it. I shouldn't see. This is why I shouldn't be coming at this half cocked. I should have info. But anyways, this is a record playing. I think it was a recorded record playing. Anyways, you can do research just like I can. I'd never seen it before, so I kept it. I'll let you know. I'll report back. I didn't realize I didn't have this record already. But this is one I grew up with. Greg Almond, Laid Back. And this is the Analog Productions audio file pressing of it. I didn't even know this existed. And I got it from him. And I was like, should I sell it? Should I keep it? And I'm like, well, I don't really have a copy of this album. And I grew up listening to it. You know, it's just one of those common records I didn't have. And so the Analog Productions copy, you know, kept it. So let's see what else. We're changing pace a little bit. So this came from the last one. This Anthrax Spreading the Disease. I put this out in my shop and it didn't sell right away. So I gave everybody a chance. I let everybody, because I said I was going to put it out, and I did. And then it lasted a full day and then another full day. And I listened to it and I was like, yeah, I need it. So I kept this Anthrax. It's got like a cool promo picture inside, all that stuff. Very cool. So that is all the stuff that came from the metal. I have the Beatles Mo-Fi box set, which is good. But anytime I want to talk about a Beatles record, the artwork's not there. There's like a booklet with it. It's really annoying. That's the one beef I have with it, is that the artwork is not there. So, really annoying. So I've been trying to acquire cool pressings of all the Beatles records. So I've got a few already. And this is one that I didn't have. Obviously, you gotta have Rubber Soul. This is an original. Well, I say original. Depends on. See, original is a tricky way to describe something because some people think original just means old. And some people think original is first pressing. So original technically should be first pressing, but sometimes people describe an old pressing that they can't identify as original when it's just old. This is not a first pressing. I think this is a second pressing, but this is an early Parlophone UK stereo of Rubber Soul, and it's really clean, really nice. Thrilled to have it. I love the Beatles. I don't talk about them enough. I don't talk about really common music like I am in this video much because everybody talks about them all the time. So I try to bring something a little different to the table when I'm talking about music. Because I don't want to tell you about songs, about albums and musicians you already know. You guys know the Beatles are awesome. I love the Beatles. I think some people think that I just don't like Hendrix and the Beatles, and I love that stuff, and I do listen to it fairly regularly, you know. But it's just, you know, it's been talked about a million times. Why harp on it? But anyways, I grew up obviously, but listening to the Beatles. I love the Beatles immensely. I mean, especially like Rubber Soul and beyond, like past Rubber Soul. That's what I really listened to a lot as a kid. First, you know, earlier than that, it wasn't really my thing, but still liked it. It just wasn't like as, you know. This Fish Lawn Boy came out last week. And it is the limited edition green vinyl. Let's see, how many copies did they do? I don't know. It was limited. Which, isn't everything limited? They're not doing unlimited copies of things. Like, oh, we're going to do billions and billions of them. At some point, there's a limit. This is the original. This is a green vinyl, limited edition, whatever. It was cool. But the copies of this were, you know, are super expensive in the past. And honestly, these, like, you can't get them anymore. They came out last week and you can't get them anymore. And they're on eBay for like $75. Whatever. I had them in my shop for like, I don't know, whatever MSRP was, like $25 or something. And they sold out the day I had them. And, you know, so I kept one. I had this cassette growing up. This was the only Fish album I ever listened to growing up. But I had this cassette in my car and I liked it a lot. And this is one of those things that I didn't want to pay the price for it. But, you know. This is a killer one, man. Killer. Let me look. This is Taj Mahal, self-titled promo. Now, this is a red label promo. It's got the timing strip. I don't think these came on white. A lot of the Capitol records, or Columbia records, sorry, on this, like this era had that timing strip, but they didn't have white labels for some reason. Like I know I have Sweetheart of the Rodeo. This is the same promo, and it doesn't have the white labels. So some of them do, some of them don't. But it's like some titles like this one, I don't think they had the white labels. But anyways, this is a record. If you don't know it, every time I talk about this record, I bring up that Duane Allman first like had his epiphany of, hey, I need to play slide, listening to Statesboro Blues on this record. It's a really great story. There's a documentary on the Muscle Shoals movement, and that story is in it. I suggest you should watch that documentary. But really great blues rock record. More heavily blues, obviously, but yeah, that's the best Taj Mahal record for sure. Oh, let's go. This is a reissue that just came out. Spanish proto-doom psychedelic hard rock from 1978. Holy crap. Zarpa. The name of this album is not Zarpa Rock. They would have you think it was, but it's a different... Well, it might be called that, I guess. I think it's called Los Cuatro Jinetes del Apocalipsis. Anyways, just look for Zarpa Rock. You'll find it. This is Spanish. Like I said, it describes it as Spanish proto-doom psychedelic hard rock monster from 1978. And that's a very good description because that's exactly what it freaking is. This is a smoker of a record. The original pressings, I've not seen any. Like, I look to see what they go for. None have ever sold. They must just be that rare. But this is on Summer Records, which is like a subsidiary of Gershwin Records that, like, really... Is it pronounced Gershwin? Gershon? It's like a incredible psych reissue label. But this is a subsidiary of that, the Summer Records. So they put out some really good reissues. I've been waiting on this one to come out. Somebody on YouTube, I'm sure you're watching this video, told me about this. They're like, this is coming out, order it. And I was like, okay, I never heard of it. Ordered it. Whew. This is really, really, I highly suggest you check this out. Very, very good stuff. Okay, last one, which is actually 3. So, I think, and I know I said in my last video that my favorite Zeppelin bootleg is Destroyer, which is, it's up there. You guys know when I say my favorite, I don't actually mean my favorite. I just mean I like it a lot. It's, you know, it's deceptive, I guess. But this is, I have in the past said this was my favorite record in my whole collection. I don't know that I can still say that, but I love this show, this Royal Albert Hall 1970, and the artwork, the Electric Magic artwork paired up is really great. They did this series of Zeppelin bootlegs, I believe in the 90s. They were super limited edition. This is number 16 of 250. They only made 250 of them. And the vinyl on this thing is absolutely stunning. I love, like, I'm not always a sucker for color vinyl, but look at that. It's incredible. So, very high quality, done very well. Sounds incredible. Royal Albert Hall 1970 is one of my favorite Zeppelin shows. So this is the whole package. It hits there. It checks all the boxes for me, as I say. So there was this, and I had this. I've got a long history with this record. I've had it a few times, even though there's only 250 of them. A friend of mine sold me this, which is Tight But Loose, and it has the exact same 250. This is number 207 of 250. And then it's got a similar color vinyl to it. So that's really cool. So I had both of those, and I was like, and I knew that there was one more left in the series, and there might be two. There might be Bonzo's Birthday Party. I think they might have done two, which now I got to get it, I guess, to complete the set. But this is one I didn't have, and I already have a really good copy of Going to California, but they did Going to California, and they got the artwork on there, the killer artwork that comes with it, and then it's limited to 250. It's got the same handwriting, same guy made it all out, and then it's got the same beautiful, I mean, this one might even be more vibrant color vinyl. Look at that, man. It's a beauty. So, and this is a single disc Going to California, so I guess it has, like, you know, picks the best cuts out of it. So, I wasn't going to buy this because these are usually like several $100s because they're so rare. But, you know, me, I was just cruising on eBay, being naughty, and I saw it on there, and it was like 50 bucks. So I had to get it because it was so cheap. You know, for that, it's cheap. So I was like, well, I'm a crazy person, and Zeppelin is, you know, my fix. So anyways, that's why I got that. But I love Going to California. Love that bootleg. I love Zeppelin bootlegs. You guys know that. So anyways, I tried to make this shorter. I thought it was going to be shorter. I was trying to get under 15 minutes. What a joke. But anyways, thank you guys for watching this. This has been your weekly Heavy Rotations video. Hope you enjoyed it. The next one that I've got coming has got some real heavy stuff. Real killer records I've been getting. I'm going to be showing some library records. I'm going to be showing some funk and soul. And so, you know my MO. I actually got some like other cool stuff too. Anyways, so stay tuned for that. I just didn't have time. Some of those records I haven't really, I like to have together what I'm going to say when it comes to like the killer ones like that. This stuff, I can talk about AC/DC in my sleep. So anyways, I'm going to go to bed now. Thank y'all for watching the video. We'll see you next time.